All right, well, welcome along to a series. We're going to catch up with Wellington Phoenix players and find out how they're coping with lockdown. Cam Devlin's with us. Cam, you're looking well. How are you coping with lockdown, mate?
Yeah, no, all good for me. It's I'm in New Zealand currently with my girlfriend. We're just in our place, just the two of us, and we're keeping it as active as we can. We've had some good weather over the last couple of days, so we've been out and about. And while we're at home, we're just doing things to keep us busy. And no, we're actually having a good time and just trying to make the most of it.
So why the return to New Zealand? You could have, I presume, have stayed in Australia. Why did you decide to come back to New Zealand?
Well, my girlfriend was here while we were in isolation in Australia, and she's obviously got a job over here as well. And we were thinking about it, but we made the call to come back here. Obviously, we feel like it's a lot safer here, and we're here now. And yeah, like I said, we're just trying to make the most of it, and it's been as good as it can be so far.
So tell us about how you're dealing with, not being as active as you normally would. You're a professional sports person who is active every day. Mm-hmm. How are you coping with that?
Yeah, it's a bit frustrating to be honest. Even just being around the boys and around like the coaching staff, just being in training every day, and then obviously having a game to look forward to on the weekend. It's very frustrating, but it is what it is. I feel like everyone has their own little problems to deal with at the moment around the world, and so it's not just us. Some people are losing their jobs, some people are obviously asked we can't be active, and yeah, everyone has their own little difficult situations. So for me, yeah, it's a bit annoying, but you can only make the most of what's at hand, and that's me going for walks with my girlfriend, where we were down the park yesterday together kicking the soccer ball and going for runs, and yeah, just doing everything you possibly can to make life as normal as possible.
Have the strength and conditioning staff at the club given you a program to follow of any sort?
Yeah. So our strength and conditioning guy, Aidan Wivel, has given us, every player, their own individual programs, both strength and running programs. So some people in Australia, some people have gone back home, the foreigners, and some are obviously here in New Zealand, and everyone's obviously doing their part. I've got a little home gym set up that I'm utilising. Obviously my girlfriend is as well, and yeah, like I said, I've got my running program and my strength program that we're just doing as frequently as we can.
And what about, you can only train and walk and do that stuff for some of the day. How are you keeping occupied otherwise? What sort of stuff are you doing?
We're just doing maybe some old school stuff. We've got a colouring in book that we're filling up. Playing a bit of cards, watching Netflix, and we've got a puzzle that we also keep occupied with as well. And we also started cooking a bit more harder things, so it takes a bit more time. So that's rather than just your simple foods. So
good to hear.
That's basically what we've been doing.
Because, of course, as you mentioned, you were in lockdown in Sydney with the team. Can you tell us a bit about that? What was it like?
Yeah, it was pretty full on because obviously the whole coronavirus was quite new to everyone. No one really knew what to expect, and we kind of got told a couple of days before that we were leaving our families, for me, my girlfriend, but for some of the boys, their families, and some for their families, just with the unknown, really. We're just going to Sydney for 1 week, for 6 weeks, for who knows how long. If we didn't come home when we did, we could have been stuck there. So we didn't really know much of before we got there, but we got there. The facility that we were in was probably the best one, I feel like, for the team. We got really looked after by the Phoenix. They did everything in their power to make it as normal and comfortable for us. But we're in a facility we could train, which was a big thing for us. We had access to a gym, and then obviously access to a field as well. So the normality of training in the gym was pretty standard, and the food was like, everything was as normal as possible. We were just hanging out with the boys. Obviously, being away from your girlfriend and your family isn't normal and isn't nice, but it was just a situation that we had to deal with, and everyone dealt with it really well. But obviously things changed really quickly, even quicker than like a week, and within 24 hours of finding out that the league was postponed, we were back home. Some people were on flights back to England, some were staying in Australia. It was hectic, but everyone's dealt with it, and everyone's just doing everything they can to make life as normal as possible.
So if the league had continued, do you feel that time in isolation would have prepared you okay for coming out and playing games?
Yeah, like I said, obviously we were training every day and being in the gym as much as we normally would be when we're in Wellington. So it was as normal as it could be. The only difference was not going home to your normal comfort, to your family, things like that. That was the only difference. But we've got such a good group and such a good coaching staff that just try to do everything in their power to make it as normal as it can be for the players, but they're in the same position as well. So everyone kind of just stuck by each other and got behind each other. And I feel like we would have got out of isolation. We maybe would have been closer than what we were going into it because we're spending 24 hours together. Maybe the opposite. But no, we've got a really good group, and I think going out of isolation we would have been firing and ready to go. But it wasn't to be. Yeah.
I mean, everybody in the whole league is disappointed that it all had to come to a halt, but was it doubly frustrating for you guys in that you were flying, doing so well, and then it all got cut short?
Yeah, it was, to be honest. I feel like we definitely had more to give to the season. I definitely don't feel like we've reached our full potential, and we're also hungry, and to see the improvement that we made throughout the year, and to see that we actually maybe could do something special this season, just strived us on to be even better. And that to get put to at hold at the moment is very frustrating for all of us, especially just such a young squad, hungry squad, to doing so well and making such a impact and surprising a few people. I think we were just so hungry to keep going, and that's why when we got told we were going to Sydney, we were just excited to just keep playing games and show everyone that even in going into 2 weeks isolation that we could come out of it on the other end. But not to be.
And personally yourself, I mean, you must have been delighted with the way things went. You waited for your opportunity, it came, you seized it. Once again, doubly frustrating that you couldn't continue, but do you look back with a certain degree of satisfaction about the way you played?
Yeah, absolutely. I guess it's more so for the team, seeing that the team, I don't think we went into the season with any expectation put on us. We were, like everyone knows, Uffy had 7 players when he got here and created a squad on his own, like obviously with his staff, but no. It was everyone's really new. Our foreigners, most of them are new names that no one had, and a lot of young players coming in. And I think surprising everyone with what we could do and playing such a good brand of football was really good for the fans to see, and really good for Wellington, I think. And obviously for me, getting my chance that I've been waiting for and just taking it as best as I could. I was really happy with how I went and how the team was going. So I'm really happy with the season, but I'm just spewing that it's not continuing at the moment.
And so you went from seeing your teammates 24/7 in isolation in Sydney to not seeing them at all now. Yeah. So how are you staying in touch with the boys?
We got a group of WhatsApp group that we are in contact with daily, just as much as we can, just checking in, see how everyone's going, and a bit of banter flying around. And obviously got one with the staff as well, that for your more serious things with updates and your gym programs and that sort of thing. And then obviously just individually, FaceTiming the boys, just seeing what they're up to, and just keeping as much contact as you can. But it's hard. It's a weird one. It's so crazy what's going on.
Yeah, it really is. And I mean, if you think about being in isolation, if you had to rank your teammates as to the guys you would, that most like to spend isolation with and least like to, who's near the bottom of that list? Who would you find it really hard? Who would annoy the heck out of you in no time?
Oh, there's a few of them, to be fair. I had this question when we were in Sydney, and the person who I said I'd like to spend isolation with was Luke Devere, and that's just because he's more of a father figure. Would take care of any of the boys, and probably do our cooking for us and just look after us, and it'd be a sensible, quiet time. And then maybe who would I least like to spend time with? Like I said, there is a few of them. Maybe David Ball, just because he's a pest. He's always giving it to me for my height, and I wouldn't hear the end of it. And he'd just be a pest to spend too much time with.
Fair enough. Well, it sounds like you're coping pretty well. You're looking good heart and good health. And, I guess we're all waiting to see what the end of this looks like. But, you feel like you can cope with this lockdown and hopefully come out the other side and get back on that grass?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, it's not just us in this situation. It's everyone around the whole world. There's countries that are in full lockdown as well. And a lot of people are losing their jobs, which is really sad. But I'm just trying to think. I've got my girlfriend who's been really good. She's in a similar position to everyone else, and we're just keeping each other company, trying to be as positive as we can, as I said. And everyone in the world's going through the same thing, so it's not just us or just me. So we're just trying to be as positive and take every day as it comes.
Great attitude, mate. It's been great to chat and good to see you looking so well. We'll look forward to seeing you back out on the grass.
Thanks, Finey. All the best. Appreciate it, mate.